Welcome to Fic of the Week. I'm Random Hiri, we have CatBit, and we have a guest on today. Introduce yourself.
What's up? I'm Fran, sort of.
Fran's an IRL friend of mine.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I live deep in the pits of good old Brooklyn.
Yes, Brooklyn. That one part of New York that had that one cake shop that had like some serialized show on TLC or something.
That is very specific. Many cake shops.
Yeah.
No, but like the one cake shop that has like a reality TV show on TLC.
Cake Boss?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know anything about Cake Boss, man.
I would only refer to Brooklyn as like what tourists think like every part of New York is.
That is so fucking true. People just think like the entirety of New York is Brooklyn and Times Square.
Kind of like how everybody thought Florida is like everywhere. It's like Miami or I'm sorry, like Orlando or something.
I mean, have you guys been to Jacksonville, Florida? That's one of like the forbidden realms.
Oh god, I have a friend who lives there in Jacksonville.
Oh no. What do they say about it?
They hate it.
Oh, see? There we go. Case closed.
Anyway, we're reading Sonic High School today. We're doing chapters 20 through to 24, and then we're at the end stretch. Next week, we're gonna do the final chapter.
Oh dear God, let this be over real soon.
And then we're gonna torture ourselves with something else.
Yeah, good luck torturing yourself. I'm leaving after this final episode.
Oh, do you want to know a good fanfiction, actually?
What?
There's a Les Mis fanfiction, but with B-movie.
That's amazing.
It came out in 2013. It's very good.
Alright, anyway, let's begin. Sonic High School, Chapter 22, The Saddest Day Ever. We are gathered here today to put Sonic into the ground, said the funeral man. Sonic died. No shit.
Random the way, like you said, Sonic died, like I'm just reminded of Lenny's review of Sonic.
Really?
Oh my god.
Like, he just goes like, Sonic dies.
Oh my god.
No, in Sonic 06 he was brought to life by anime.
Yeah.
Oh dear God.
The other day, a security camera in the woods saw Sonic run off a cliff, and he fell all the way down and hit the ground at the bottom next to the river. His body got so messed up, yo. Okay, it didn't say yo, I just added that.
Yo, wait. There's security cameras in the forest now?
I can't even go anywhere anymore. I feel unsafe now thanks to this fanfiction.
I always feel like somebody's watching me.
He is dead for sure. Everyone was at the funeral place, which they decided to put into the garden of the school so they could bury Sonic at the high school, which he spent most of his time as a teen. Okay, so you get buried in the high school because that's where you spend most of your life. Okay, if I die, just bury me in my room because I never leave.
At least they gave Sonic a burial unlike what they did to Charmy.
Yeah, Charmy, they just like gave his head into like the theater club and they just threw him in the trash.
Sonic deserves to be buried underground.
Sonic Underground?
Made a vow.
Their mother will be found.
Or not.
She'll be found, but not proud.
Mom is never proud.
All of Sonic...
Mom left me.
Aww. All of Sonic's friends who were there were attending his funeral. Tails was right in front and was crying. And next to him was Amy, who was crying the most, and she was hugging Sonic's mom with her face in her boobs, who was crying too loud, but not too loud. God damn it. Of course.
You have to bring up the titties.
Like a honking horn on a bike, that she was not squeezing too hard. What? Everyone was so sad because Sonic is now dead. There was also Rouge and Cream, who were wearing a big ring with a big shiny white Jew in it? What?
A Jew?
I think it's supposed to say Jewel, but he forgot the other two letters.
So like a white Jew is trapped inside of a gold ring.
Yeah, I feel like that's like the Sonic ring zones. Like there's just like a big white Jew in there. He's doing your taxes. In it. And they were also crying because they are women.
Wow, that's very fucking sexist of you, author.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
No, it's accurate though. Women are good at are crying and cooking. Confirmed.
And they cannot control their emotions. Knuckles and Knuckles Jr. were there and being held and crying in a baby way. There was Silver, who was crying a little, and even SBO, too, was crying a little at the funeral, where they all were. Miss Lesson was there, and she was crying, which made her look uglier. And the lunch lady was there too, and even though she was very big and strong, she cried too, because Sonic is dead.
The author could have just at least said everybody was at his funeral crying.
I mean, yeah. Sonic's Chinese doctor was there too, but he did not cry because his eyes were too small to let them tears out. What the fuck?! This is the first paragraph, and they're throwing all this shit in.
Amazing.
It's just a little accidentally racist. It's okay.
I don't know, I feel like this was intentional.
I mean, the last chapter basically said that Sonic was never going to be happy for being black.
Sonic's black confirmed.
He filled up a tub with black hair dye, but like instead of like describing him as dark and brutal, they described him as black as in like African American.
Was that when he became as Black Sonic and then he looked at the knives and a cigarette thing?
Yes. And his incel and his bell chest tattoo.
Oh my god. Limp Bizkit music.
Crawling in my skin.
That's Linkin Park, not Limp
That's Linkin
Bizkit.
Park.
I don't listen to emo music.
Limp Bizkit isn't.
No, but they're all gay, so
Ah!
just keep reading.
Charmy and Vector were not at Sonic's funeral because they are dead now. Blaze the Cat was not there because no one liked her and no one invited her. Damn!
Wait, what did Blaze do?
Damn, what did Blaze do? I like Blaze. Amy looked at Rouge and said to Rouge, "Babe, Dado, they say you're gonna come to Sonic's funeral. He's not here." Amy sounded weird and sad, and she did not have any teeth, so all of her words came out so idiotly. It was like she was a ghost who could not speak a language that humans could understand. She usually did not talk now that she did not have teeth, because Sonic punched them out of her mouth and into space before he killed himself. I'm surprised Amy coming to the funeral after what Sonic did to her.
I'm starting to wonder if she secretly has Stockholm Syndrome.
She probably does.
No, Amy's just an OG simp. I don't like,
I mean, no, Amy's the kind of person who will watch Sonic's live stream and just like pay $500 or something.
500 rings.
Info with Shadow.
Christ.
I do not know. Is it that he could be late and that he's not here? Said Rouge back to Amy in a sad way. They were right. Shadow was not there. Shadow was dark, but even he was not dark enough to not go to Sonic's funeral. So why was it that he was not? Tails, said Amy now to Tails, instead of Rouge, who was on the other side of her, more towards to the middle of it. Where's Shadow? Shadow's not here. Tails looked really sad and crying some. And everyone thought he was going to kill himself in a few days because he is so sad. And his best friend is now his dead friend.
I don't know, and it is pissing me off. I should send a robot to kill him!
Said Tails, sounding mad and sad. Amy made a sad and disappointing face and said, "High school drama is so crazy."
Oh, boo-boo.
Then, the funeral man went back to the front, like a standing racehorse, going to the front and starting to talk again. "Hello, family, and friends, and teenagers. We are now going to talk about why we love Sonic so much, and we miss him. Everyone, please come up and say a nice thing about Sonic, so we can remember him before we put him down." I mean, he was already put down.
Yo, was this the Sonic community after 06?
Yeah.
If you want to, like, trace back even farther, this was them when Shadow the Hedgehog came back.
No, we celebrate Shadow the Hedgehog, okay?
No. What if this was like in memory of like the Dreamcast and Sega leaving the console industry?
Tails got up first and went to the spot where he was and said,
Sonic was my best friend. He was the coolest and the fastest, and he always knows what to do when we were bored and wanted to have fun. We lived in different houses, but it's like we did not because we saw each other on the bus. I miss Sonic!
Tails started to cry more, and everyone thought that was sad, and Tails went back. Then Amy and Sonic's mom both did not go because they were both crying too much, and Amy was embarrassed of her no teeth at all. Then got up Rouge, who was holding Knuckles and Knuckles Jr. like a sexy pelican carrying two watermelons in its mouth.
That's disgusting.
I've never heard something like this before. You discover new fetishes every day.
Yeah, like the fucking X-Men arcade game.
Oh no.
I'm gonna miss Sonic so much, said Rouge. He was such a cool guy and nice guy. Not that kind of nice guy, but you know what I'm talking about. I mean, he was kind of a nice guy in near the end of his life, but whatever. With the best morals. There it is again.
Ah, God damn it.
And everyone know his penis was bigger than everyone else's. Bruges was so sex-thinking, but it was okay, because it was all about saying good things about a dead person at a funeral. And everyone nodded anyway, because it was. Have you ever went to a funeral and just described someone for having a huge penis?
Not yet.
I remember one time I went to a funeral as a kid. I didn't understand the concept of death. I was like 4. We had like these weird vending machines where you put a quarter in and you get a toy. And me and my cousins were playing with like these weird Nickelodeon toys, and I was playing on like some family friend's dead body.
Oh my fucking god.
And they're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "What? What? She's sleeping." No, she's dead. I'm like, "What?"
It's okay.
Okay, I don't think it went down like that, but it was similar like to that.
I don't know, either way you tell the story, it doesn't matter. You play with toys on a dead body.
Yeah.
That's as emo as you can get, bro.
That's how I learned the concept of death.
Your life was changed forever.
After I used Jimmy Neutron, the dead body.
Oh yeah, like, my cousin had the Jimmy Neutron toy, and I had like this weird Angry Patrick toy. Knuckles said, "I'm a baby now, but I have always been Sonic's friend, and I miss him. I want to thank him for taking care of me as a baby, and helping me out with schoolwork as a baby now."
Okay.
And then Knuckles Jr. said, "I only knew Sonic for a few weeks, but he was the coolest guy I have ever known. He was so fast, and smart, and good at everything. I wish he didn't kill himself."
He also showed me sex stanking and murder. He also recorded me and my father making out.
Brian!
Brewy.
Let's talk about Brewy, everybody. Then Espio went, and said some more sad things, and so did Cream and Silver and the rest of everyone. Like a conga line of being sad. I'm just imagining, like, the conga from, like, TF2, but everyone's, like, crying.
Oh my fucking god. Well, actually,
Yeah.
relatable, yes.
I mean, it is relatable. The lunch lady said she would miss Sonic, and that he was a nice boy. And she wanted to take him and his friends to see Asia. And Sonic's doctor said that it might not be so bad that Sonic died, because now his ball disease has been neutralized. That's looking on the bright side of things. Honestly, Sonic's doctor is kind of in the right, because Sonic's balls could literally wipe out millions.
Yeah.
By the time that everyone was done saying things about Sonic, they were all so tired from crying and hungry that they needed to stop and have some. They had some caramel because Sonic really liked that. After that one time of being on the vacetion, they had soda because it always made them smile. Soda made bubbles, and it was cool because how did they do it?
I guess. What am I even saying anymore?
After so many times, it just... it gets better and better. I know what you're talking about, man.
This fanfic broke my mind, lady. That's all I can say.
Mind break. They should put this under mind break on hentai tag.
Put this on Hentai Haven.
Yes.
But still, even after they did all this, Shadow was not here, and some people thought that was rude, and Tails was ready to find him and cut his homo throat.
What makes your throat homo? Well, I mean, if you deep throat and you are, like, doing homo things, yeah, but at the same time, what?
I mean, you just do it, like, after you deep throat the homies goodnight.
Yeah, I mean...
Understandable. I guess you can tell from experience, and...
In this household, we deep throat the homies goodnight.
Epic.
Very epic.
Yes.
Shadow is not here.
Said Tails just out loud to everyone and not really anyone.
What the heck?
Because you don't want to say hell in the house of the Lord.
Okay.
Said the funeral man.
Stop eating. We are gonna put Sonic into the ground forever.
Everyone started to yelp and cry because that meant Sonic would never come back because you would get so tired digging him up that you would even quit even if he was alive.
Oh my fucking god.
Everyone went back to the sitting zone
Sitting zone, Act 1.
and sat in the chairs, and the funeral man and his dead person workers picked up the coffin like it was a cotton candy suitcase and lifted over a big hole to the ground. They made for Sonbic.
Sombic.
Son.
Move over, Sonic. Sombic is the new OC.
Yes.
Okay, here it goes.
Said the funeral man, and they dropped the coffin into the hole, and it made a loud sound. They just took it over the hole.
Dropped it.
No, they just threw it to the ground.
That's how I imagine it. No, wait, said a voice from the back. And wouldn't you guess it, it was Shadow, who was now here at the funeral. Finally, here after it was almost done. And then he said, I have something to say about my friend before you cover him with dirt. Shadow walked up to the front and Tails reached out and punched him right in the balls as he was walking by. And it put Shadow's balls out of business.
No, Shadow, not your balls.
First of all, Shadow's friends with Sonic.
They're more than friends. I don't know what you're talking about.
He deep throat Sonic goodnight.
Don't be late! Why are you late? That is so mean to Sonic and everyone!
Said Tails screamingly. Shadow was going backwards in pain because his balls felt like 2 apples getting eaten by birds. I'm starting to notice a trend here. So I feel like this author is sexually attracted to birds. It's like is there like, I know it's not furry, but like it's something to do with birds.
What if like the author is like what if the author might be secretly into birds and might be gay?
Wait, I'm surprised they're into birds, but they didn't put wave into it. Like, fake Sonic fan, Sonic writers existed, motherfucker.
Exactly. Wave the Swallow. There's the reason she's called that.
Yeah. Motherfuckers.
Ow! I'm sorry. Listen. I have a reason. Just listen, said Shadow back in pain to Tails. Everyone pretty much agreed with Tails on punching Shadow to show how to respect. But Silver said he should listen to people before doing something, and the lunch lady said that sometimes you should be nice instead of being mean. People will learn the lesson anyway. So even though Tails is the smartest, sometimes he gets a little crazy, and other people can teach him things he did not know, but he's still the smartest. Shadow finished being in super ball pain and went to the speaking area and said, Listen everyone, Sonic who died has always been my friend. I may be a dark guy, and I may disagree with Sonic sometimes, but he is always my friend, and I miss him so much, even though it's only been a few days since he jumped off that big cliff and messed his body up to death. But I have something I think everyone will like. Shadow took out a bag that looked glowing from it. I spent my whole life collecting the Ultra Chaos Emerald.
Oh my god.
And these are them. What they do is grant you one wish when you use them, and then you have to hide them before you die. And after 100 years, someone else can find them and use them. Well, it is time they are used once again. Shadow held the bag of them up in the air and said, Ultra Chaos Emeralds, I call upon the gods. Use you to bring the powers down and give them to me to grant my wish. I wish. And he did a dramatic stop. And everyone looked shocked and amazed and surprised at what he was going to wish for. What was Shadow
Holy
going to wish
shit,
for?
Shenron's in this?
Shenron?
Yep. Yeah.
What do you fucking wish for, you disgusting degenerate hedgehog?
Is it going to be a lot of money? Shadow,
Shadow, I want you to eat my ass.
Now fuck this.
Shadow raised his face up. I wish for unlimited Omega trash holes that I can fuck.
Oh my god.
Let me do the real thing. I wish to bring Sonic back to healthy life. The bag glowed really hard, and everyone was making a big deal, talking and going around. The funeral man and his people got up Sonic's coffin out of the hole and put it back in front of everyone. The funeral man used his tool to open the coffin, and there was Sonic. He talked to him, shook him, and checked for a heartbeat. Not a heartbeat, a heartbeat.
A heartbeat.
But no, fairy tales are not real, and Sonic was dead.
Wow.
The end.
This is when the author first discovered Reddit.
Redditor.
That's the end of chapter 22, everybody.
Yay!
Oh god, what's next?
Alright, you ready for the next chapter?
Yes.
What is it?
Sonic High School, chapter 23. What went wrong? Wow, I feel like such an idiot, said Shadow inside of himself to himself, not speaking out loud. I thought I could revive Sonic from being dead, but I could not. Shadow tried using the Ultra Chaos Emeralds to make Sonic become alive for another time, but he definitely did not. Shadow made a big deal out of it, and everyone yelled at Shadow and threw their shoes at him for being an ass. Now Sonic is way down on the ground and dead. So he has to keep going and figuring out the rest of high school. Shadow went home by walking. Because Omega would have just made it too much longer to get to Sonic's funeral, so he went by walking. Wait, no, Omega's a car in this, so he would have gotten there quicker.
Uh-oh.
Who gives a shit anymore?
Shadow walked home, and now he was there safely, without getting hit by any cars at all. Good for you. Shadow went up to his house, and then his bedroom. And it was all black and red place, like a volcano inside. It was dark and cool, but not scary like a haunted house, which is scary, and it has ghosts. Shadow grabbed his sack.
His sack?
And looked at his jewels. You're not helping! And then he put him on the bed. Shadow looked at them, the Ultra Chaos Emeralds. Oh, thank you. Thank you for clarifying. Wow, they are so pretty and big. But why did they not work? Said Shadow. Shadow looked at them more further. And then he screamed, because something was shocking to him. He knew what was wrong with the crystals, and what it was. That one of them was missing. It was easy to see now that they were not in his bag. Because the one that was missing was the white one, which looked less colored than the rest of them.
Wait, there's a white Chaos Emerald?
There's a white Ultra Chaos Emerald.
Oh.
Because it is not powerful in color, like red, or yellow, or green. Shit! Shit! Screamed Shadow at his bed, where the things were. Where's the last crystal? I cannot find it. It is not here. Where did it go? Shadow was screaming and going positively nuts about it all. Shadow felt like a mother kangaroo who lost her baby after left her out of the front pocket and left it behind at the jungle, where there were dangerous things that could eat it.
Okay.
Because the crystals was so cool looking and big that everyone would take it if they saw it. Even though the law said that if something like that is there, you have to bring it to the police so they can take it and show it to everyone to see if it was theirs. And if it is, they can have it without being nervous due to losing it. Shadow was so pissed because this did not happen even though he lost it. I have to find it, screamed Shadow, like an opera singer seeing a ghost. I don't want to do that.
No one should.
Shadow quick went to Omega, the name of Shadow's car, and got in it, and touched him again. Oh no.
No, he's gonna shove Dick inside of his trash hole again.
And touched him to make the map appear. Omega, set your trackers to the last Ultra Chaos Emerald, because it is lost. Omega made kinds of beeping and computer noises, and sounded like a bag of technology. Baby Bob, here it is! Said Omega to Shadow, sitting in him in the driver's seat. And then Omega's map screen came a red dot that said last Ultra Chaos Emerald was there. It was not like the cityscape like before. Now it was much closer, so Shadow drove so fast. Shadow finished and got to the place where it was on the red dot was beeping about. Wow, it is a house? Said Shadow. Does that mean someone stole the Ultra Chaos Emerald and it was put in their house? Is this true? Shadow got out of his car and went to the side of the house. It was only a little dark outside because it was not late enough, or at night, to be the darkest possible. So Shadow went into the window and looked inside. It looked normal, not like a crazy place. Shadow climbed up the side of the house in the window. That looked like where it was on the dot was coming from. And Shadow opened the window and broke inside. Ow! Ass!
This is the angry video game nerd,
said Shadow as he got in, hurting his foot a little. Ah! Screamed the person who was there in the room that Shadow broke into. Cream! Screamed Shadow at Cream who it was.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Is the Chaos Emerald inside her fucking vagina?
Like the big gold ring?
Yes, is it inside of it?
I fucking hope not.
Hey, it's Shadow. What are you doing here? Should you not making a big fool of yourself at the circus? Like you were trying to do at Sonic's funeral? Hey, there was so much disrespect coming from you.
Cream stomped her feet and made a pissed face at him. No, Cream, you do not see, said Shadow. Thinking, but like an idiot, so he was coming up saying a bunch of a bunch sounding not correct.
Okay.
What? What is it you want? If it's nothing, please leave my house before I call the police,
said Cream to Shadow. I'm here to seduce you, said Shadow, finally deciding upon a thing.
No.
Shadow took out his big, black, cool penis. It was smoking at the end.
Oh my god! Not Cream, come on. She's like this most sexless Sonic character.
And isn't like Shadow 50 or something?
Shadow's like
Shadow's
Sonic's age, at least. Because he was been frozen for a while, so he just comes back up his own age.
Wait, hold on. Does that mean he's 50 or is he 15?
Mentally, he's like 15, but like in actuality, he's 50.
I'm not gonna question. I'm not how the ordeal works with like age and stuff.
It was smoking at the end. Like he was just finishing getting ready for a big sex opportunity. This'll look good on my resume.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, Shadow!
Said Cream, looking shocked.
What?
Shadow felt a little nervous, but did not let it show on his face. Or his torrid genitals. What the fuck is a torrid? What the fuck are torrid genitals?
I think we might have to look that up, man.
Hold on, let me get the Google out. Torrid.
I mean, it's not like when we brought up like that one thing Shane thought was a furry slang, but it actually turns out to be like a suiting Cream.
I found this thing. Let's see, torrid. The shop, the latest of plus-size fashion, including dresses, swimwear, jeans, tops, rompers. Okay, so it's like fashion for like plus-size women.
That's the first thing that came to my mind. Yeah, Torrid's it's a good store. But what does the actual term mean?
Shadow has a big fat cock.
I can imagine him wearing like the torrid jeans just for his penis alone.
No, what if he has like a Mike Matei penis?
No, 10. Alright, let's get back to the shit. Yes, Cream. I want to pay for all your children to go to school, but first, we have to make some children. And I'm gonna do that right in your vagina, okay?
No. No.
Cream looked a little hesitant at first and said,
Hey, you know I accept this. I know I am true boyfriend and girlfriend with Tails, but I feel bad for you when he kicked you at the funeral, and I want to make you feel better,
said Cream.
Wait, hold up. Wait, I thought Tails said they broke up with her.
No, like they became true boyfriend and girlfriend already, so Cream's cheating on like Tails now. I'm like, yo, Cream's like the biggest thought in this fanfiction.
She would be. Fuck Cream. Oh my god.
God damn it, Cream. Putting on a wink with her eyes, Cream took off her clothes and then filled out 2 boobs and a vagina. I mean, just the vagina just falls out. Wow, you look so sexy, said no one ever.
Good, that would be. Go to jail if you like Cream.
Exactly, said Shadow,
Yes.
pretending to think she is the hottest. Shadow took his penis and planted it right into her mouth. First, we will do this. Shadow put his penis into Cream's mouth and put it in and out and tried to see how far he could stick it in. Shadow's penis was so big, it looked pregnant. And it looked like an anaconda having lunch at Subway.
No, you should have said Spyro at Subway.
Oh no. Shadow got so far, he almost filled up her lungs. Ugh, and she was coughing. Ellen was holding onto her vagina for dear life because it was so— Who the fuck is Ellen?
Yes, I was gonna say,
Where did Ellen come into?
Who the fuck is Ellen? Is there a Sonic character named Ellen?
It's Ellen DeGeneres.
Ellen DeGeneres?
God.
Hold on, was that the name of like the maid from like Sonic X?
Wait, no. Was it?
Hold on, who's the name of the maid? Oh, Helen. You know what? It is the maid from Sonic X. Alright.
No! I hate this even more.
Oh no. Where the fuck did she come from?
She's been there the entire time.
Oh my god.
No, it's Ella, not Helen.
It's close. I feel like he spelled her name wrong. Ellen was holding onto her vagina for dear life because it was so sexy. To her, it was like she was trying to eat too many pixie sticks. To Shadow, it was like he was trying to sharpen a pencil. Shadow's penis was really big around, like an air conditioning vent, in just a building. It was hard for Cream to get a word in edgewise. But even when she did, it was when Shadow took his penis out only for a tiny moment in geological time, and she screamed,
Shadow, I'm drowning in the power of your penis.
"What the fuck?"
I'm so in love.
And then Shadow stuck his ridiculous penis back in her mouth, and she would be like a prisoner with handcuffs on her throat.
Ah!
"You embarrass me," said Shadow, smiling. Then Shadow took his penis out and picked Cream up. "Let me charge up for a super ejaculation." Live and Learn plays everybody. Shadow laid Cream down on the ground and then took his penis with him, which was already huge and shaking with sex energy, and found Cream's piggy bank, which was full of coins and dollars and things to save up money for, so she could buy what she wanted when she had enough inside of it. Shadow took it and used his muscular penis and smashed a hole right through the piggy bank. What? So now it was sitting on top of his penis like a hat. So it's like a TF2 cosmetic for his penis.
Oh my god.
Can we get penis cosmetics, everybody?
I think they probably already exist. We just need to, like, dig deep for them, bro.
Alright, I gotta go on the dark web for that. Shadow's penis looked like it belonged in a fashion show.
Hey, what are you doing?
Said Cream, who was confused but sounded so happy from doing sex still that she was smiling and laughing. Shadow lifted her head up so she could see her big heavy piggy bank on his penis, but not weighing it because his penis was so strong.
I'm doing this for good, Cream. Sorry.
Then Shadow swung his penis at her head on the side like a hammer and hitting the piggy bank into her head and knocking her unconscious.
Oh, I'm so glad they didn't actually have sex.
Yo, I can imagine Cream getting like head trauma from this.
I mean, she did become mentally challenged in the last 2 chapters.
Now she could take those classes she wanted.
In any iteration of Sonic fan content, even parody or not, Cream is always getting like some form of fucked up mental shit. Like in fucking the Sonic Zombie series on YouTube, she's given an Arnold Schwarzenegger voice.
It's almost as if people hate her or something.
She's just standing there. I mean, in some comics she's good. In the IDW comics, I heard she's really good.
I mean, did you see what happened to her in like Tails Gets Trolled?
I don't remember what happened to her in Tails Gets Trolled. I just remember at some point, like, Bugs Bunny appeared.
The gay.
Bugs and
So
Daffy
mad.
are gay for one another.
Yeah.
I'm so mad. I'm gonna have sex with my boyfriend, so I won't be mad.
Cream was now on the floor, not responding to life, and Shadow took the piggy bank off his penis and stuck his penis in her vagina. Oh god!
No, that didn't happen, no!
She's unconscious, Shadow! I expected better from you. I know you do crimes in the cityscape, but I expected better from you.
Shadow doesn't condone rape. This is, bruh.
To finish his boner ejaculation.
I fucking hate this fanfic.
Shadow rammed his penis back and forth, and because she was not responding and using her vagina to make his penis feel better, he had to do all the sex, and he stuck his penis so far up he accidentally bumped her heart into his penis. But she was still okay. Shadow's tumscent. Tumscent? Okay, now I gotta bring out the Google again. We had to do it twice this chapter.
Epic dictionary moment.
Swollen or becoming swollen, especially response to sexual arousal. Okay, you don't get like grammar right, but yet you use big words like this that a 12-year-old doesn't even know.
That's some Aristotle shit, oh god.
I know, right?
No, he's probably using like a thesaurus just to sound smart.
He should use a thesaurus for this fanfiction. Shadow's Tumson penis finally exploded into an ejaculation, and 999 screaming ghosts rushed out of his penis like it was opening Pandora's box, and flew through her body and out of her mouth,
my god.
and escaped into the atmosphere and left stains on the carpet.
Okay, now it is time for what I really came for.
Said Shadow out loud.
What he really came for. Nice one, Shadow.
Shadow did not even bother putting his penis back where he found it. I feel like Sonic characters in these stories just put penises on kind of like fucking Lego blocks. Like Mr. Potato Heads!
So you're saying they're all like committing pegging, right?
Yes!
They commit the peg. That makes sense, I guess.
Shadow did not even bother putting his penis back where he found it, and instead went to work looking for the Ultra Chaos Emerald. He looked through all her things, and even behind pictures of posters. Cream had a lot of posters on her walls that things like teenage women like, such as famous boy band, like One Sonic Direction.
One Sonic Direction. I want to commit die.
And famous television shows like Gossip Sonic.
Gossip Sonic!
And Pretty Little Sonic.
Wait, what about Family Sonic or Sonic Theory?
or the Wendy O Sonic show.
And iSonic. And famous books like Sonic Twilight. And 50 Shades of Sonic.
50 Shades of Sonic. I'm pretty sure someone really...
And Sonic Potter.
Here's the sad thing. A lot of these things probably exist somewhere.
Oh god, Sonic Potter's real.
No!
Shadow looked through all these things, and even in her lip gloss and purse, full of teen girl blood diapers.
Blood diaper?
Oh, tampon.
So the author uses big words but doesn't know what a damn tampon is.
I think the point of it is to label it like that.
It could not find it. Then he got to her jewelry cabinet and opened it, and there he saw the big ring with the big jewel that Cream was wearing at Sonic's funeral. Oh, like the big white Jew! It was actually supposed to be Jewel.
Oh shit.
It wasn't in her vagina like the last time.
Thank God.
What we got was still not better, but not as bad as what we thought.
You're right, you're right.
And it was actually the Ultra Chaos Emerald. Yes, I found it. How did this get here? Shouted Shadow, picking up the ring and taking the Ultra Chaos Emerald out of the ring and into his hand. Then Shadow was standing there with Cream unconscious on the floor and filled with nudity. And his fat penis hanging down from his body, like a dog going down the stairs, and a big shiny crystal in his hand. Tails flew into the window and thusly the room. Tails hardly looked at the situation and said, "It is okay. I know exactly what's going on." Tails is a cuck.
Yo, stay on it.
This is the end of chapter 23.
Okay, let's finish chapter 24 and call this over with.
For all my years of knowing Sonic High School's existence, I don't know. I've tried to come to terms that it's ironic. I don't know. I feel like it is, at the same time I feel like it isn't.
I've read this story many times before. Like, I've read this, like, many years ago, but, like, this is, like, the first time in years since I read it.
And this is the first time I've ever heard of it.
I'm still convinced it's ironic.
I try to think that. But, like, there's some points that it feels like it's real. This is genuine.
Yeah.
I'd rather it be genuine because, like, that's where the magic is. And if it was, like, ironic, the magic would kind of die. Anyway, last chapter of the day. Chapter 24. Sonic High School. Chapter 24. Tails' Song. Oh, wait, I remember. Tails sings in this. Do I have to, like, sing in this? Alright.
Oh, but you better sing like a nickel.
No, Tails is gonna sing, like, Bowling for Soup.
Oh my, no, do a Fred Durst, come on.
No, Bowling for Soup sounds better.
I can imagine Tails singing, like, pop punk.
Yeah, he would.
Tails was sitting in the back of the car, and Tails was sitting in the back of the car where Amy was sitting in the front seat, where you do not drive it. And Sonic's mom was sitting in the front seat on the left, where you do drive it. The car was an SUV. They were all dressed in nice clothing because they were driving back to Sonic's house from Sonic's funeral. Tails looked like a secret agent because he was wearing a suit. But he must have been the saddest secret agent ever. Oh yeah, Amy doesn't have teeth in this one. Said Amy in a crying way, sounding like a complete collection of teen idiot quotes because she did not have teeth.
Teen idiot quotes.
So just girly things.
Yes.
Christ, man.
She was only talking now that there was most people not in the car. Hold on, what was Sonic's mom's voice? Fuck it, she's me. I'm Sonic's mom.
That doesn't sound like a title you should be proud of.
I mean,
You want to give birth to Sonic?
I just gave birth to Sonic.
At least he didn't give birth to Mario. He was born with a plunger in his hand.
Ooh, that does not sound pleasant.
Yeah, it broke my birth canal.
That's from one of the Mario cartoons.
He torn apart my birth canal. Oh no.
I know you are, and so am I. Tails, are you sad? Said Sonic's mom to Tails. Yes, I'm sad, said Tails to Sonic's mom in the answer to her question. It is really difficult and sad when somebody dies, especially now that it's Sonic, said Sonic's mom. Not crying, but sounding really sad. Yo, she's taken his death better than most people, even though, like, this is her son.
It's almost as if she hated him or something.
She sent him to school, like, even though he had, like, this deadly ball disease. So, I think that's kind of saying something. She cried a lot at the funeral, but now she was being more normal and not making a big scene, like a hot dog man selling hot dogs at the baseball game. I know, it's like, I guess, said Amy, trying not to cry about how Sonic's dead, and she is sad. I just want everything to go away. Amy started to cry again because she was just so emotionally weak. Like a goddamn child. I understand that you are sad, Amy, but I have to tell you two something. Please do not kill yourselves, okay? Just be like, I know you're sad, but just for experiencing you being sad, just don't kill yourselves, alright? I don't want my conscience on this. Said Sonic's mom in a very sad and meaning way. Being a teen is the hardest thing in the world. It is harder than going to war or in jail.
Oh wow, going to war or going to jail, that's nothing compared to being a teen.
I mean, being in Iraq is not as hard as creaming in your pants.
Going to fight the Nazis is not as hard as like popping zits on your face.
What else do teenagers do? I haven't been a teenager in so fucking long. But do not kill yourselves because it will get cooler when you're done being a teen. No, it doesn't.
It doesn't.
It gets worse. Tails looked down on the ground of the car and did not know what to say, but he said, "Okay," he said in a sad and quiet way. What was real was that Tails really did want to kill himself now that Sonic was dead. Damn, Tails is like super gay for Sonic in this story.
Yo, screw Sonic and Amy.
I mean, Sonic and Tails, that makes more sense. I mean, like, the Sonic and Amy relationships in the story is just kind of like a shallow thing because Sonic's blue and Amy's pink, so they have to be together.
Sonic just wants to be in her pants.
What was the point of living if you're not going to do it with your best friend, Sonic? Then they got to Sonic's house, and they went inside, and just after they took off their fancy clothes, then Rouge and Espio came over to Knuckles and Cuckles Jr.
Cuckles.
Cuckles Jr.
Sonic 3 and Cuckles.
Who were there. Rouge looked like a very burlesque in her tiny baby dress, with her unlimited boobs nearly jumping out of her clothes, and Espio looked like a professional movie star on the red carpet because he was wearing a suit. Knuckles and Knuckles Jr. looked like shrunken presidents because they were wearing suits.
Incredible.
I can imagine, like, Knuckles is Obama and Knuckles Jr. is, like, George W. Bush.
Yeah.
"Hello," they all said togetherly.
Wow. Hi.
Said Tails to them. "We have to go talk to Sonic's mom. Try to cheer her up and be nice," said Rouge and Espio. And they gave Knuckles and Knuckles Jr. to Tails, who took them in a different room. "I am so sad about Sonic," said Knuckles Jr. "This is really the worst thing that could have happened." "Yeah, this is the saddest," said Knuckles. "Sonic did not deserve to die," and they were agreeing so much about it. After a while of not talking, Knuckles said, "Hey Tails, the end of school is tomorrow, and I have my last ending test, then that decides if I move to the next grade, or if I lose and I have to go back to the start of high school." Tails looked at Knuckles. Sorry, what?
That's not how high school's.
Tails looked at Knuckles in a deep way and said,
Wow, that is a lot of pressure. What do you have to do?
Tails was trying to be nice and helping Knuckles because he was a baby now. But most of the time, when people complained about school to Tails just thought, not saying, "Are you like the king or queen of idiots?" Because Tails was the smartest and watched Rick and Morty.
Yo, Tails smart because he watches Rick and Morty and goes on the Brain Cell subreddit.
And school was just like so easy to him. Even the hardest classes that they were made for geniuses. Nah, he watches like Jimmy Neutron on like the daily.
No, he watches Planet Sheen. That's why he's such a goddamn genius.
Oh no.
I'm dying. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, we're good? We're good?
Yes.
What I have to do is write a news story about an event thing happening around town. It has to be real, said Knuckles.
Knuckles looked like a worrying boy and made a sound that showed he was worrying. Knuckles was a baby. I get it! He's a baby! We know this! There is everything that I can lose to this, he said in a way.
I will look for a story for you to do your news story on, and hopefully you will pass and not have to go all the way back to the beginning of high school, costing you thousands of dollars in lost fees.
Wait, is this high school or college?
Did you have to pay to go to high school? Because I thought high school was like free.
Yeah, like, I was like super broke as shit when I went to high school.
Catholic high school, you have to pay for.
I don't know, I
But
went to
then again,
fucking
it's-
public school.
But
Sick.
lady, Catholic school is always expensive.
So that's very true. This is why people don't go to them. And also because religion. But you know, controversy.
Then Tails asked to the both of them, "Hey, can I have both of your baby teeth?" said Knuckles, and Knuckles Jr. took out their baby teeth and gave them to Tails. Like they just pull them out like it's nothing. Using his technology and tools and good old-fashioned elbow lubricant, Tails glued all the teeth together to make enough teeth for one normal person's mouth and went downstairs. "Here, Amy, this is for you," said Tails, looking at Amy, who looked like a total dumpster ever since Sonic punched all of her teeth out before he killed himself. "You can use these teeth and they will heal just like you never lost your teeth." Amy grabbed them from out of Tails' hand and and put them in her mouth, and they fit so perfectly, like a Pop-Tart in most toasters.
Wow, Tails, this feels great. How on earth did you manage to get teeth for me?
Said Amy, now sounding like she was no longer a teen loser. I mean, you're always a teen loser, Amy. I'm sorry.
We're all aren't we all teen losers?
Yes.
Amy hugged Tails.
No need to worry, you can just thank the modern efforts of science.
Tails cheered and danced a little, and Amy thanked pharmaceutical companies, and then Tails went back to where Knuckles and Knuckles Jr. were. Then Tails went to Knuckles Jr., who were also there.
So let me get this straight. Tails just built dentures for her.
Yeah, you could have just got regular dentures, but he wanted to not spend any money on it. He doesn't want to spend any money because he's got to pay those $1,000 in school fees. Then Tails went to Knuckles Jr., who was also there, and started to do a conversation with him.
Hey, Knuckles Jr.,
how are you? Said Tails to Knuckles Jr.
Good,
Said Knuckles Jr.
but sad of course. I did not see this coming at all.
Knuckles Jr. hugged his leg with his body like an imaginary tree that could bring its roots up and then use them as legs. These are getting weirder, but they don't make sense. It's like in school where you had to come up with similes just to have the extra words for your school essays, and you just add random bullshit.
Why not just copy and paste your answers off the internet and just rewrite those in your...
No matter what your sources come from, they will know. You copied and pasted. They will know. Because they're like, wow, this person's fucking stupid. No way he could come up with something like this.
Unless he found a loophole in the system.
So doing that stuff's always been hard. Alright. Yeah, what is your deal? Are you really psychic? Because you were just a baby, said Tails in a curious way.
I find I seem to be able to see the future sometimes, but I cannot always control it. As you said, I am just a baby, but when I get older, I can probably use my powers to win the lottery or become the CEO of Progressive Car Insurance.
The CEO of Progressive?
So he's gonna become Flo?
Yeah, I was gonna say, so he becomes Flo then.
I mean,
Oh no.
more power to you, Knuckles Jr. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Said Knuckles Jr. Knuckles Jr. was saying this to Tails.
Okay, said Tails.
Tails also thought inside his hugest brain that he did not want to kill himself anymore. He was still sad, but talking to babies made him realize that there was a lot more to come to life and good things. And if Sonic's dead, it is not the end of the world, but only the end of Sonic, which is sad. Alright, if I'm depressed, I gotta talk to some random baby. Alright, that's the cure of depression. Just talk to babies.
I got the perfect method for talking to a baby. Picks up baby, throws the baby.
Yeet that baby into outer space.
Yes.
It's like the Sextina Aquafina song, you know, you're gonna get that fetus. She was spitting facts.
Yeetus that fetus.
Tails went downstairs into Sonic's garage by himself and found Sonic's electrical guitar and had it.
Sonic used to play songs with this,
said Tails to his ears of the world, thinking about when Sonic played cool, rockin' roll. Tails put the guitar on his body and held it and thought for a minute, and then he began to play a song. He played a sad song that was not mad or happy sounding, but it was not a slow song. It was a medium song that did not go too fast so you would not dance, or too slow that you would make you fall asleep. Then Tails closed his eyes and just knew the words that he wanted to sing. As he felt them, he sang them out loud while playing the song that he just made up, and the words to the song he just made up went. Alright, here we go. Okay, so...
Random, here's a suggestion.
What?
You know that one song from Sonic Unleashed that was done by Bowling for Soup?
Yeah.
You should have it sound like that.
No, I'm actually gonna record an original song. I'm gonna record a song to this.
You're seriously gonna record a song for this?
Yes. Alright.
Being a teen is so hard. You have to learn how to drive a car. And if you hit anything, it is you to jail they will bring. You also have to go to school, and it's definitely not for fools. And everything is harder because my best friend died. Oh wow, my best friend died. I just wanna hide. High school drama so hard to be a part of. Have crazy things like friendship and love. It is the worst, it made me wanna burst. get a date or everyone will laugh. And in a lake they'll push you up a raft. Girls wear makeup and guys wear tattoos, and there's so many possible drugs to do. There's also bullies around with sports with balls that are round. What the fuck? And everything is harder because my best friend died. Oh well, my best friend died. I just wanna hide. High school drama so hard to be a part. Has crazy things like friendship and love. It is the worst. It makes me wanna burst. I am doing a middle finger at God, but God is not real and the world is odd. I am crying so much that my tears can make a cave. Where you cannot be scared, you just must be brave. I am tired of the teens go on diets and being bad and starting riots, and everything is harder because my best friend died. Oh wow, my best friend died. I just wanna hide. High school drama so hard to be a part of. Has crazy things like friendship and love. It is the worst. It makes me wanna burst. Oh wow, my best friend died. Well, I just wanna hide. High school drama so hard to be a part of. It has crazy things like friendship and love. It is the worst. It makes me want to
Burst. Fuck you, I'm done.
Beautiful.
Oh my god. You know what fucking reminded me of?
What?
In a very good way, it reminded me of fucking Charlie singing his rough version of the Dayman Nightman song.
I want to do something in that quality for this song.
Oh my god, it reached that quality, dude.
So what, are you gonna actually edit yourself singing this then?
Alright, I gotta get into the studio. I gotta get a little pump in the studio to help me out.
Oh my god, yes.
You gotta put your little pump and little Yachty in there.
Yo, little Yachty will help me.
No, you know who would help you? But once he's free, Bobby.
Bobby?
Bobby Squirt is gonna free you.
Like a diet, like Daft Punk song. Mixed with Bowling for Soup. And Fred Durst.
Fred Durst.
Fred Durst.
It's beautiful.
Tails singing sounded like a beautiful butterfly telling its life story to a little boy who fell asleep on a bench in the park without losing his money to a common thief.
They said bench.
Oh no, the bench!
Oh no, the bench!
Don't put Tails and bench in.
Yo, Tails is gonna be sitting on the bench, baby.
Tails finished singing his song, and he saw all the tears that were now at the bottom of his feet, on the ground, in a pool so big that he could invite a cruise ship to its first cruise in the pool. But then all of a sudden, Tails turned and saw Knuckles Jr. at the door to the garage.
That is really sad to hear,
Said Knuckles Jr.
but it is a healthy way to get rid of your emotions instead of killing yourself.
So Knuckles Jr. walked forward into the room and tripped in the way on the door behind him and closed the door, and is now locked. They were in the room and they were locked in there.
Oops!
Said Knuckles Jr. like an idiot baby.
Oh no!
Screamed Tails out loud.
If only we had a lockpick.
Said Knuckles Jr. then. Then all of a sudden, everything came to Tails, and then he realized what just happened over the past events.
That is it! That is it! Using this information and my big intelligence, I know what is happening!
Shouted Tails. Then Tails got so excited he spun his flying tail so hard that he went right through the locked door, so it was open now, and went to Sonic's house and went directly to Cream's house, even without celebrating at an ice cream place first. That's the end of chapter 24.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
We're at the end point. The next chapter, it's the last one.
Oh, thank God. Thank you, Jesus. It's finally over.
Oh my god, we're almost there, everybody.
I can't stand this fanfic anymore.
You guys would love the Les Mis B-movie parody.
I'm thinking of like doing that one next.
Oh no,
Oh my
you
God.
do that with someone else. I'm leaving the show after this.
This has been Fic of the Week, everybody.
Goodbye.